What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the... We're here with another movie review for you guys. This time, It Chapter 2. Before we jump in, spoilers. If you haven't seen the movie, do not watch this video until you watch the movie, guys. Please, you've been warned. Alright, we're jumping right in.
Yes.
Okay, let's go right in and let's talk about... Let's start with the bad. What we didn't like. What didn't you like compared to, I guess, the first movie?
The CGI.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah, the CGI on this one was a little bit wonky. I don't know if they ran out of time or something, or maybe I can understand the scenes where it's like 2 seconds of Pennywise and he just opens his mouth right real quick. Or
yeah, because those were a lot of practical effects too. Sometimes I think with the teeth.
With the teeth, yeah, and stuff like that. But I can understand those scenes being not fully finished because it's like a blink of an eye. Like if you missed it, you missed it, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So if not, I mean, those really care. But like, there's scenes where, towards the end, of course, the big bat fight, and they're trying to kill it and whatever. He turns into like a spiderish, but like centaur, right? Like a centaur spider, whatever the fuck it is, man. But he basically was like a big it. He was huge. Yeah. He was probably like not 6 feet. Like I don't know.
He was like the same size like when he came. Remember in the first movie where he comes out of the projector and he scares him. He's like,
yeah, something like that. Yeah, about the same size. Yeah, and he just looks fake. Like,
yeah, it didn't look good, man. Honestly, I think the problem with the CGI is that the movie did so well, and they didn't really get that much funding for the first movie. It was more of like a proof of concept. I think Warner Bros. Was kind of testing it out if people even wanted to see this movie, and it did so damn well. It made so much money. It was the highest grossing horror film ever.
Yeah.
Ever. So I think they got a shitload of money to make the second one, and I think they just got a little carried away. They just wanted, okay, we got so much money now, let's do some more CGI sequences.
But this seems to be like a lot of things with Warner Bros. Because I mean, even if you like the Justice League and stuff like that, some of these movies, the CGI is not great, and I don't know if they keep hiring the same CGIers. I don't know.
Yeah, those CGI artists.
Yeah, the CGI artists or something. But it lacked. Like it wasn't a pleasant thing to watch because you wanted to see it, right?
Yeah, you wanted. I think I would have liked more practical effects. Yeah. And then I think another place where the CGI fell short, and the director Andre Muschietti talks about this too, where it was more of it was a difficult thing to handle because they had to take care of it. Is that there's a lot of flashback sequences when they go back to the kids, and those kids do not look that age anymore, man. It's been 3 years.
Yeah, oh yeah, about 3 years.
Yeah, and especially Finn Wolfhard does not look like he did when he first filmed it. So they had to use CGI to de-age all the kids so that they can look how they looked back in the first It movie. Yeah. And it's not very good, man.
No,
it's like Superman mustache in Justice League type bad. You can see a lot of like when the sequences are like fast moving, you see a lot of the frames where like it's kind of like you see it like kind of phase off their face and stuff. So it's weird, man. It's just really weird, especially when they have those close-up sequences. And then they did recycle some footage from the first movie that they didn't use, which was good because then, okay, all right, it brings back that realism. And then there's scenes where you see it, especially when they're in the clubhouse on the ground. Man, it was really bad. I
mean, like Ben, like you can tell Ben lost some weight.
Yeah, he lost weight.
Which is good.
Richie's glasses, when he has the glasses, I don't remember his eyes looking that bulging in the first movie. It looked a little weird, man. So yeah, the CGI was definitely not the best part of the movie, man. It kind of took away from that immersiveness.
Yeah, I mean, the flashbacks were necessary.
Yeah, there's definitely necessary. You needed a development. There's a lot of stuff in between, so it's like after it, I think a lot of scenes that you don't see in the first movie, that's like stuff that's happening during when that movie's taking place. Yeah. That they kind of call back to.
Yes. Yeah, they go back to that summer.
So so there's a lot of stuff that we didn't see that happen, especially after they fought it and the way they like handled it and everything, not just slitting their hands and making the promise. But I think also where the movie fell short, especially with respect to the first one, is the pacing. Pacing was all over the place, man. You'd get parts where, okay, jump scare, okay, slow, jump scare, speed up, then time, like it goes back. There's a scene in the movie where it goes back to Henry Bowers, and it doesn't even tell you that it went back in time. It's just a scene Henry Bowers coming out of the sewers or some shit, like it spits him out, and then he gets arrested, and then all of a sudden it's him. Doesn't tell you that it's going forward in time again. And it's him in the like asylum. So I'm like, what the fuck? So the pacing was all over the place, man. And you can tell they were trying to cram a lot into this one movie.
I mean, it was 3 hours long.
3 fucking hours long, and it still felt like it was all over the place.
Yeah, it did. I mean, the thing is, I really feel that this wasn't really a horror movie. It's a follow-up to it.
Yeah.
But it's more of a superhero-ish trying to save everybody else, kind of.
Yeah, it's more of a thriller, I think.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong though. I think it's got some scares in it that'll really
jump scares.
Yeah, some
but
good jump scares.
That's what everything is, though.
Yeah,
they're jump scares.
It's all jump scares, and then it's a lot more graphic than the first one.
Yeah.
So in the first movie, you really don't see it like eating kids, right? Minus the scene where he bites off Georgie's arm, right?
Yeah.
This one, you see him fucking killing kids, man. He
killed two kids.
He killed two kids. One, he bit the head off. The other one, I think he bit the head off too, or something.
He just ate him like.
But it's like most of the time, like in the first movie, it references he's about to, and then that's it. Like it's kind of like a distance. No, this one you physically see him biting them and eating them, and blood everywhere.
Yeah, it could be also the whole thing with getting more money from the first movie.
So I think they got more money. They're able to show a lot more gory stuff, and so it's not as scary as the first one in terms of how they build up that tension and when he's like popping up and the kids, and I think just the fact that they're kids makes it even more scarier.
Yeah.
Now they're adults and they kind of know him and they're like, yeah, they're scared, but they're not terrified of him. Right?
Yeah. But like I said, it's I feel like the first one it's all about the clown.
Yeah.
And the second one's all about the kids, which is kind of redundant because it goes both ways in both movies, but it feels more about the clown in the first one.
Yeah.
And it feels more about the kids
in the second one. Yeah,
the
definitely. No,
in the second
it's
one.
more about the relationship.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So that's why it's not. I don't consider this really a scary movie.
No, I agree. It's definitely a thriller. It's got its jump scares, but it's more of a thriller and it's more of like a background and history. You get a little bit of background on Pennywise and what he is and the deadlights and all that stuff. But yeah, I think that's really where this movie fell short in compared to the first one is just the CGI and then just the pacing of the plot and everything. And it's reflected. You can see. So Rotten Tomatoes gave the first movie about an 86. This one's coming in at about a
60-something, 65, 69.
66% right
66.
now. Which it's still got 82% from the audience. So the audiences are like, it's a good movie. It's not a bad movie. I think we enjoyed it. I really don't like clowns and stuff, and it was still, I still thoroughly enjoyed the story and the way that, and I think what saves this movie is the actors. So let's go ahead and jump
to the
good stuff. So the actors.
Well, I do have a lot of good. Well, this movie does have a lot of good stuff, and one of them, even though the story was kind of all over the place, there's some parts in this movie where it really like gains your attention, and it guides you through whatever little story that they want to give you. So, for example, Stanley dies, and even though that story is so short at the beginning, it finishes at the end.
It follows up on it at the end.
And it's really good, yes. And then, what I remember his name, Richie?
Yeah, Richie, his backstory they added about him being gay, like a closeted gay, which I read the book, and I don't think that's even something that was in the book.
No, I don't think so either.
It was really good for his story, and then they ended up tying it that he was actually in love with Eddie.
Eddie, yeah.
Which is crazy because all they did in the movies was talk shit to each other, like fuck you and all this, and it makes sense now. Like he secretly liked Eddie. That's why he picked on Eddie all the time.
And the way they revealed it was freaking awesome.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed that. It wasn't too much on the nose.
Yeah, it was subtle. It was very subtle, man.
Yeah. And it was really good because he kind of confronted his fears. Without,
definitely.
With the whole thing. But so Richie was really great, which is Bill Hader who played him. And then the one thing that I don't like in movies where it's not supposed to be is comedy where it's not in its place. And this movie, its comedy was like right in its place.
Yeah, it was perfectly placed, and I think it wasn't comedy. It wasn't trying to be funny. It was comedy because Richie's a comedian, and when he gets nervous, he cracks jokes about everything, and it was perfect because he was cracking jokes all the fucking time, and all the time. There's like the whole team, the Losers Club, is serious and fucking terrified, and the way Richie handles terror is he cracks jokes about the situation, and some of the jokes were hilarious.
Yeah, they were.
I think the best one that we busted out laughing was there's a point where they're in the clubhouse and it's pitch black and they can't really see anything, and Richie impersonates Pennywise. And he does the voice like time to float, and then all the freaking they're all freaking out like, oh shit, he's in here with us, and he pops out, nah, I'm just kidding, it's me, and like, man, what the hell? So that was perfect, man. Like, so they know how serious this is, and then Richie's just joking about the whole thing because it makes him feel uncomfortable. He doesn't like being scared, right?
No, and that's the good thing that the comedy in this movie it's perfectly placed. Plus, like you said, Richie's a comedian and when he's older, so of course that's his natural state.
Yeah, that's what he does. That's how he handles things. And
so everybody played their parts really well.
Yeah, I think James McAvoy was really good as Bill.
Oh hell yeah,
he did really good. You can tell he brought some of that acting from like Split.
Yeah,
kind of like that seriousness and just the way how he's handling. He brought a lot of emotion. Jessica Chastain did really great. The guy that played Ben, I don't really know what's his name. What is that guy's name, man? Jay Ryan, he was alright. I mean, Ben was okay. He like ended up becoming like this freaking model, architect, billionaire dude, and he just didn't really have that much backstory. You just know he's in love with
You know what they treat this guy as?
with Beverly.
As a new guy.
Yeah, he's still treated as the new guy, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
It's like, oh damn, you got like a funny thing. Like when Richie first, he's like, damn, you got hot. Like, right? Why the hell do I look like this, right?
No, nobody knew who he was.
Yeah.
He was like, man.
It's like, he used to be fat. So that, I mean, he was good. He did relatively well. The guy that played Mike was really good.
Yes.
Isaiah Mustafa. If you don't know him, he's actually the dude from the Old Spice commercials, which is pretty funny.
Yeah, it's funny. I think he did really good.
Yeah, he was really good. He was sort of like the backbone. He was the one that bringing the team together, and he really wanted to just kill Pennywise. Yeah. That was his goal.
He's in crazy a little bit at the beginning.
But the other guys didn't want nothing to do with it. Like, man, why the you bring us back here? Why did y'all remind us? Like, we forgot all about this, and you reminded us. And he's like,
because they made a pact.
Yeah, so he remembered the pact, and he's like, we gotta kill this thing, dude.
Yeah.
So he was really good, but the heart and soul of the movie was definitely Eddie and Richie. Eddie was played by James Ransom, who did perfect, and he even looks like the kid who played Eddie, man, the dude from Shazam. Like, he looks just like him. Like, what the fuck? And Richie too. I think they got really good adult versions of these kids, man, and it's perfect. But Bill Hader and James Ransom did so good, man, and just that they continue to have that relationship where they're just talking shit about each other.
To each other, yeah.
Just like, that back and forth and like what they meant to the team. Like, they were definitely the heart and soul of the team, man. And I really enjoyed their scenes. Any scene where it had Eddie or Richie in, it was enjoyable.
Yeah, I mean, I know this is part of the book, but one thing that I really wish that it wouldn't have happened was Eddie dying.
Yeah, and I think they kind of needed that.
Yeah,
right?
they needed that. Just like they needed Stanley to die. You know, when Stanley died, I was like, what the fuck, right? Like, why would you do that? And then, you know, throughout the movie, you're like,
it wasn't a suicide. Like, they kind of pitched it as a suicide in the beginning, which that's how in the books, but in the end, which is really good the way they handled it, they pitched that it was a sacrifice. It was a necessary sacrifice he had to make because he knew that they had to all be there together to defeat him. And Stanley knew how terrified he was of Pennywise. Yeah. He's like, if I'm there, we'll all die because I won't be able to help you guys. So he took himself out of the equation, and it was perfect, man.
Plus the whole thing of him, you know, dying, killing himself, would actually bring the team a little bit closer. It brought them closer. You can see that it brought them a little bit closer. I mean, even though everybody kind of like split their own way.
No, that was the thing. When they found out he dies, like, holy shit, like, he's dead. Like, we got to do this.
Like, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, right? Bill was basically the one, okay, I believe you, Mike. We got to round these, you know, the team up. But also, like, going back to Richie and Eddie, I think after Eddie died, just adding the fact that Richie was in love with him was beautiful, man. It was nice. It was like, and you see Richie was crushed. Yeah, right? You don't know.
You don't know. You can
until the very end of the movie. This is when you find out that he's scratching in. You know, in the first movie where they're cutting, Henry Bowers is cutting his name into Ben's stomach, right? That's where, you know, apparently all the gay dudes would like scratch or whatever, and they're loving, or all the couples would scratch, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So.
Well, you see the first part.
Yeah, you see
the younger version of Richie going in there, but you don't see
what
he's doing.
But they don't show you who he puts next to his name, right? And at the end of the movie, Richie, you know, after everybody went their way, he returns there and he finishes it, and he was putting an E. So that was, man, I thought that was perfectly done.
Yeah.
So the movie definitely had a lot of strong points. You got a cameo from Stephen King, which I thought was hilarious.
Yes, that was really
Andrew Muschietti has one where he's kind of hidden in the background.
In the pharmacy.
Yeah, so that was cool, man. So the movie was definitely good. Was it as strong as the first one? No. And I think sequels always have a hard time of toppling the first one. It's very rare that a sequel will be better than the first one, man. Yeah. So I don't blame them. I think they did really well with the material they had. They even have opportunities to sort of create more movies out of this universe. Maybe even go. I think Warner Brothers is considering the, you know, possibly doing a prequel.
They tied in a couple of Stephen, you know, because there's a scene.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that really quick because it's really. I feel like it's really important for this because, you know, Stephen King's novels are its own universe.
It's a shared universe.
Yeah. So there's a scene where what's the girl's name? I can't remember.
Beverly's locked in the restroom.
Yeah, in the restroom, and it's like a imaginary, you know, it's fucking with her basically. And people are pushing the door, and one of them is her dad.
And one of them is Henry Bowers, and he's like, "Here comes Johnny." He goes, which is, if you guys don't know, The Shining.
The Shining.
Which Dr. Sleep is coming out in a few months, which is the sequel to The Shining. So, will it reference it or Pennywise at all? We never know. Like, it was a cool way. There was a callback to all his movies, man.
Yeah, it was really cool.
They kind of referenced it, and whether or not they explore that shared universe, who knows? Warner Brothers, like I said, is already considering the fact of probably making a prequel. For Pennywise, for how he became to be and when he started the whole clown act and all that stuff, because you find out that he's not really a clown. He's these 3 little lights or dead lights. Calls himself the World Eater, and he chose the clown because the clown was the easiest way to get the children, right?
Yeah.
So maybe I'm totally up for seeing a prequel and maybe going deeper into that Stephen King universe. I think it'd be good to see. But yeah, man, the movie, though it didn't stick the landing, it was still a strong sequel. I think it was still a strong sequel.
I mean, I enjoyed it. I wasn't like
honestly,
dreading.
I think 65% is a little harsh.
Yeah.
If you know what, going on that, let's give it our scores. So I'm gonna let you start first.
I'm gonna get a 7.5. Yeah. I enjoyed the movie. I don't think it wasn't bad. It wasn't good. It's a movie that you just want to go see.
Yeah.
And I think it's good to go see in the theater. I mean, especially if you're in Dolby. There's a lot
we
of
saw
sound.
it in Dolby. It was really good, man.
There's a lot of sound.
Very loud on the jump scares.
Yeah. So it gets you. If you're gonna go see it in Dolby. If not, then go see it in regular format. I think it's a good movie to go watch in the theater, like we said, a big screen.
Yeah.
So
definitely go watch it in the theater if you can, man.
If not, I mean, just wait for the DVD. But it's a good movie. You're not gonna go out of there and be like, oh, I fucking hate this movie.
Yeah, I don't think you'll be disappointed, man. I think some of the stuff's exaggerated online. You're not gonna leave like, man, that movie fucking sucked. No, it's good, man. So going off of that, my score, I will also give it a 7.5 out of 10. I think it's good, man, for what it is, and you have to think again, like it's a horror movie.
Yes.
Don't go expecting Oscar performances and shit. Like, I think it's very rare that a horror movie even gets nominated for a freaking Oscar. So. Yeah, man, definitely, like we said, go check it out in the theaters. But, yeah, that's the review, guys. Let us know in the comments below what you guys think. What was your favorite part of the movie? What didn't you like about the movie?
What's your score?
Yeah, what's your score? What did you think? Do you think
65,
they're being a little harsh on Rotten Tomatoes? Or do you think they're spot on?
Yeah.
But, yeah, let us know, guys. And as always, be sure to like, share, subscribe. We'll see you guys next time. Later.
You'll float, too.